2 years later, so his timing was always good too. And he parlayed that into something much greater. But he couldn't have done that in 50 Cent 5 years before when he hadn't made a deal and he hadn't had a hit record yet. They wouldn't have come to him, they wouldn't have cared. So I could have a conference where we just talk about getting a sponsorship deal, but unless you're Beyonce or 50 Cent, that's not going to happen. Maybe Drake can get that deal now. But a year ago, even 6 months ago, there's no chance. Nobody cared. He has to already have success. The real big deals only come after success. And trust me, nobody who's coming to the New Music Seminar already has enough success to get that. So why should we waste 1 second of anybody's in the time learning about how do you do that? Because they're not going to do it. No one. Give me an example of one artist that nobody knows who has had a significant endorsement that's led to either a lot of money or a lot of success. One has to come first. So we're teaching people how to get from 0 to 30 miles an hour, or maybe 50 miles an hour on their own, how they can do it themselves. You can't really, no one's going to come to your rescue. Labels aren't doing A&R anymore. They're not signing artists anymore. They're signing successful artists that are already successful, like Drake. He was in a bidding war, but he'd already produced and written half the stuff on Lil Wayne's album. So he wasn't starting from scratch. And before that, he did something else. Yeah. You know, so you have to get from 0 to 30 miles per hour at least on your own for an indie to sign you, and 0 to 50 before a major one signs you, because they want to invest more money to get you to 100, but they're not only going to invest in people who are already going 50. An indie might invest at 25 or 30, but nobody's investing at 0 anymore. No one's signing with their ears anymore, because ears don't matter, fans matter. And it's up to you to get your artists yourself. You got to get your own fans. Once you get your fans up to, what, 10,000 fans, then people are starting to be interested. Once you could sell 300 tickets all around the country, people are interested in you. Once you could sell 10,000 albums, people are interested. Once you already have X amount of airplay and you got 1,000 spins at commercial radio, people are interested. But below that, they're not that interested.
Is there such thing as selling out anymore?
What does it mean to you?
Well, now, even with popular artists being attaching themselves to corporations, and like you were saying,
that's a choice that everyone has.
It used to be a stigma.
There's never been a stigma in hip hop. It was it might have been a stigma for Public Enemy and groups like that, political groups, but it's not a stigma for most groups. I mean, Prince Paul, when we made records with Prince Paul, who produced the first De La Soul album, his concept was that we get sponsors and put commercials in the record, because he thought it would be great, and he'd build the record around the commercials. And I thought that was a genius idea. So there are concepts like that that could be fantastic for the right artist at the right time. Go with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with getting sponsorship or doing. It depends on what you get and how you use it. Listen, the money isn't coming from selling records alone anymore. And the labels that used to spend millions in promotion are now spending hundreds of thousands, 10% of what they used to spend. So they're not getting the kind of impressions that they used to get. So you need somebody else who's willing to step it up. So if you're selling corn chips and you're making billions of dollars and you want to put up hundreds of thousands of dollars to help me with my career, should I say no to that? The label's not going to put that kind of money up because they can't get the money back anymore. So, it's really up to you. I mean, in the rock world, maybe through touring and stuff, you can do it your own and do it without that kind of thing, and sell so many T-shirts and play 2,000-seat venues and play Lollapalooza and all that other stuff, and generate $1 million a year without a label and without sponsors. We believe that will even be possible by 2013 for hip-hop acts and urban acts. In fact, an artist like Lupe has no business being on a major label. He's the kind of guy who's got so many brilliant but cutting edge and non-commercial ideas that he's better off doing it on his own. He'd probably make as much money, wouldn't spend as much, but would be free to do the creative things that he wants to do.
Yeah. How did the system get broken?
No, it didn't get broken. It's evolving. It's not. I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. I'm not even trying to fix it, because I'm on the board of RAAA, the Independent Label Association, the World Independent Label Group called Merlin and Win. I'm on the board of Sound Exchange that does all the webcasting, works with all the webcasters in America. And I've been on every board in the music business, from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on to NARM, the Retailers Committee. I can tell you, I know all the people at the big labels. I know everybody in the business. I've been doing this for 30 years. It can't be fixed. This is not a business that can be fixed. The business will be gone by 2012 or 2013 at the latest. The New Music Seminar exists to make sure that there's a new one to take its place by 2012. And the great thing is, all bets are off. The field is level now. Anyone who comes to the New Music Seminar can be an architect of what that new music can be. You can have pole position in that race for the riches, because when that new music business begins, it won't be Leroy Cohen, and Jay-Z that are sitting on top of it. It'll be you. And if you want to sit on top of it, the door is open, and that's why we started the New Music Seminar, so you can come and be part of building what that new business will be. Forget about the past. It isn't about the past, it's about tomorrow. And we're going to talk about it today.
2012, is there any room for physical formats of music anymore?
There is, and I think this, vinyl sales are up 45% this year alone. They were up last year too, almost 100% last year. It's mostly in the rock world, and it's full albums. And people are paying top dollar. They're paying $3 to $6 more for a vinyl album than they're paying for a CD or a download. They're paying $19, anywhere between $18 and $26, depending if it's a single or double, for rock albums by small groups. And people are selling between 500 and 3,000. The numbers aren't big, but people are buying turntables. Turntable sales over the last 3 years have been higher than they were for the 10 years before that. And not just the ones that plug in your USB, some of the expensive ones, more expensive than Techniques. So people are starting, when you listen to music only on downloaded music in lossy format through a shitty little iPod with a horrible headphone amplifier and little 25-cent earbuds, what kind of sound do you think you're going to get? You're talking about 320 kbps at the most, probably 128 kbps file, lossy files to begin with, played to a shitty amplifier, a shitty D to A converter, and shitty earphones. We've gone backwards as a people. We've taken convenience and price over quality, and people, my dad, who listened to Miles Davis records in 1959, had better sound in mono than what most people hear today over an iPod. Through tube amps and little stuff that he had around, made by Fisher and different companies like that, the quality was better than what people are hearing today. We have gone backwards by 40 or 50 years right now. And it's really embarrassing. So there could be a resurgence of quality, and it won't be for everybody, and it won't be 10 million sales of that kind of thing, but there'll be a whole bunch of people who have great stereos again, and great turntables, or lossless file digital kind of discs on DVDs and things that are amazing. So,
thanks, Tony. Where can people find out more about the New Music Seminar online?
www.newmusicseminar.biz or .com. Just go there and you'll see us. Chicago, October 6th is the time to make your career happen. We will show you the right path if you're not on it already. And if you are, we want you to share with other people. You'll find people there that you can collaborate with and build something bigger than what you ever thought. And it's all about collaboration right now. The old model was about control, power, and competition. The new one is about community, connection, and collaboration. And that's what we're going to be talking about the New Music Seminar. It's open for everybody. It's not only about hip-hop. The old one wasn't only about hip-hop. It's about rock. It's about singer-songwriters. It's about DJs. Anybody who has fans, this will work for. At the first one in New York, we had world music artists, Indian artists, we had gospel artists, we had classical opera singers. And all of them got something out of it, because what we're talking about applies to everybody, regardless of genre, and that's the most important thing. A lot of us wear blinders because we think, oh, I want to be a hip-hop artist. You know what? First you want to be an artist. And what does it mean to be an artist? An artist means you have fans that love you. So take off the blinders and see the world around you. Don't try to be like your favorite fill-in-the-blanks hip-hop artist or whatever artist it is. Be yourself and be something nobody's ever been before. That's what the game is.